It doesn't matter if you're introverted or extroverted, go on a solo cruise and don't pay for Wi-Fi. Now, before we jump into the topic of this video, let me predict your mind. I'm going to predict your mind. And if I get this right, make sure you subscribe. So what I want you to do is this. I want you to do a simple word association. So tell me immediately what comes to mind when you hear the word cruise. Okay? So let me do this. So you said Titanic. Right? Now, how did I know that, man? How did I know that to be true? I knew that. Now, if you're anything like me and you watch the Titanic, then you would have thought that a cruise is only for couples, some kind of romantic getaway, but I'm telling you, right? That is not the only case. So I was thinking about my next holiday destination and I was thinking about cruises, but I was like, but I'm single, it's not gonna really work. And then I had a brainwave, oh my days. I've gone to solo concerts, I've gone to restaurants by myself, and I went to Google and I started typing solo and Google finished it for me, solo cruises. Now, let me tell you why this is such an amazing situation, and especially why you should not be paying for Wi-Fi. I didn't pay for the Wi-Fi because it was expensive. It was about £84. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna wait. And that was one of the best decisions I made, right? Because I didn't have internet access for those moments. I could only get internet access once we docked in Rotterdam, in Hamburg. So those moments where I didn't have internet access, do you know what happened? I was bored. For the first time in a long time, I was absolutely bored. Because my usual getaways, right, of the internet, YouTube, audiobook, what's happening on the news, I didn't have those things, so I had to sit with myself. I had to learn how to be bored again. And a wonderful thing happened, my concentration level went up, right? Those meditations by the sea, listen, those meditation sessions by the sea, phenomenal. One of my favorite parts of the whole cruise, solo cruise, was waking up in the morning and meditating by the sea, by the ocean. So I had to learn how to be bored. I had to sleep, I read, I wrote parts of my book, right? And I'm like, wow, if I was in London, like I would have been doing something, man. Busy. Now, one of the reasons why a solo cruise is amazing is because you can craft whichever kind of experience that you want, right? You are the master of the ship in that regard. And so for me, even though there were all of these different activities and swimming pools and situations, casinos and restaurants, I actually turned it into a spiritual retreat, right? So I actually kept to myself, right, intentionally, and just used it as a moment to slow things down, because we live in such a fast-paced society, right? Everything is always on the go, high levels of dopamine. So this spiritual retreat that I turned my vacation into was awesome, transformative, right? So many insights gained in these 5 days, 5, 6, 7 days, right? So I'm telling you, solo cruise, right? For the adventurous, it makes sense, right? And for those who maybe it's not the first thing that comes to mind, maybe it's time that you broke from that comfort zone of yours, right? And then threw yourself into the proverbial deep end. Right? You will learn about yourself through the process of going on a solo cruise. We stopped by in Rotterdam, Hamburg, Belgium, right? It was an amazing time, and perhaps you should consider, hopefully I've persuaded you to go on a solo cruise, and please make sure that you don't pay for Wi-Fi.